Hi Ruth, how are you?
Hi, Glyn. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Um, what are we doing today?
So, what we're doing today is we are starting our In Conversation series that we are doing on YouTube. And so, what we're doing is we're having conversations about video stuff. So, we're talking about video making, specifically using mobile devices, smartphones, and tablets. Because that's what we do at Make Your Own Video Training Academy. So we want to talk about various aspects of video making, whether it's planning or shooting or editing and uploading even. And as part of this series, we're also going to be doing some interviews with various guests about getting the most out of video in certain settings. So, for example, sales videos or crowdfunding videos or that kind of thing. So we're going to be talking to a whole load of people. But to kick things off, it's just you and me, Glyn.
Yeah, it's you and me, and today we're going to be talking about why businesses should be using video. Is that correct?
Kind of, yeah. We're going to be talking about three types of videos that would be really useful to you to start making now. And of course, now we're going through a really crazy time because we're in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. And so it's really important for businesses to become digital if they're not already. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, in the past, everybody's been face to face, and we know that face to face selling works really, really well with or the one-on-one conversations that we're going to have. So, what we now seem to be seeing a lot more of are conversations being had over a tool like this, like Zoom and Skype and WebEx and whatever else, whatever other tools that you're using out there. So what we're trying to achieve today is to talk about using video in a more creative way to be able to still try and keep a little bit of personality when we sell, but and a little bit more direct selling, but with we've been able to show our personalities, and so people can still buy people and
Yeah.
move it forward down that way. So what we've devised at Make Your Own Training Academy is a way that we can build people's confidence. We can show them how to use the tech, and we can show them the pitfalls of doing things wrongly against the ways that we can do it correctly. And hopefully we can show businesses and small SME companies the way of doing a brand centric video professionally, just using a smartphone or tablet or any sort of digital device they've got to hand.
Yeah, because of course, a lot of businesses are already using video, a heck of a lot. Over the last few years, I've seen, news feeds on LinkedIn and Facebook, but LinkedIn more so because it's a business platform. I've seen video increase massively, and we all do have the means now. We all do have the tech to make our own videos without having to go out and spend a fortune on expensive camera gear, and without having to really understand the nitty-gritty of all the technical aspects of it, which puts a lot of people off. And so I think what we're finding is people are having a go, and it's brilliant. People are having a go, and what we want to do is just help them to enhance that. So what we can do is we can give people training and tips on how to just up their game in that, so that the videos that they're making by themselves with their smartphone and a few simple accessories are brand worthy. And specifically today, we want to just talk about those 3 types of videos that it's perfectly possible to make on a mobile device, with a little bit of know-how, but it's perfectly possible for you to make these 3 types of videos.
So let's talk a little bit about why would a company really want to use video in their social media, Ruth?
Well, okay, really good reason is that most of the social media channels are now taking a video first approach. So they are gearing their algorithms towards video, and live video is a big thing now as well. And so we're not specifically talking about live video. However, a lot of the skills that we teach will really help people to do great live videos, because there's a lot of considerations about what's in your background and camera height and all that kind of stuff.
So all the fundamentals that we're teaching people can be applied to live streaming, live video online direct to their customer base.
Absolutely, it can all be applied to live video, but we're focusing more on videos that you can shoot and edit, and what's called evergreen content, so that you can keep reusing over and over and over. So you can put on your website, you can share on social. So yeah, these channels are video first. I remember having a conversation with somebody about 3 years ago who's a copywriter, and she was saying, I'm going to say something really controversial here, but I think videos are fad. I was like, you're just wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Because I know that, Mark Zuckerberg has said that in, a few years' time, the majority of posts on Facebook are going to be video. And the reason why social platforms like video so much is because it keeps people on there. And of course, their priority is to keep people on those channels so that they can expose them to as much advertising as possible. So that's their priority. And so videos are favored in algorithms because it keeps people on the channels.
So we're starting to talk a little bit more technical about keeping people on social media channels, etc., and why it is. Should we break it down a little bit and talk about what that means? You talked about algorithms, which a lot of people may not understand, etc. So should we break that down a little bit about what that means about keeping somebody on a channel? Obviously, in my terms of when I'm thinking about this, to keep somebody on the channel, let's go back a little bit stage further. Of when we make a video, we were always taught to keep it short, sharp, and promote that whatever we've got within that time limit of maybe 60, 90 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, could be anything. Now it's totally flipped, and we're now seeing that YouTube indexes videos better. They reward videos for being longer. Because,
yes, I think it's like 10 minutes on YouTube now, and on Facebook it's 3 minutes. So so that is a massive kind of flip around from what we were taught, and as kind of corporate video producers. It's like the shorter the better. People have got short attention spans. Well, people haven't got short attention spans. They're just very choosy about how they spend their time, because there's so much for them to look at. But in terms of keeping people on channels, yes, we're looking at longer form content now, because it suits the channels, but also they're rewarding relevancy. So your videos are going to be shared more. They're going to be distributed more on social channels by the social channels if people are engaging with them. And what that will say to the platforms is that this video is relevant, and so you'll be rewarded for that. So having having content that's slightly longer, that's interesting, that people can get involved with. So you know, people can comment on, people can like and share, and get some information from. This is what it's all about at the moment, which is what we're hoping, you know, what we're hoping we're doing by doing these videos, that, you know, we're having a discussion that's hopefully useful and giving people some information that they may not know.
So looking at what we're doing with Make Your Own Video Training Academy, we've got quite a unique, or we feel like we've got quite a unique positioning with our the way that we're structuring videos, the way that we're bringing or giving to people a 5-step process with our 5-step storyboards. Essentially, that is to create a short, sharp video.
Yes.
But there's nothing stopping it applying that to a longer form video. It's just repeating the steps.
Well,
so
not necessarily. So actually, I think the short videos are still great for websites. You know, for visitors to your website who want to get, you know, a little bit more information in a short, sharp way. Also, you know, if you think about your marketing funnel, you know, you're going to want to give people kind of more in-depth information at certain points in that funnel. So, you know, you might want to do a short, sharp video to capture someone's attention, and that's what, you know, paid ads are for and are really good for. So to put a short, sharp video in a paid ad is probably a really good thing. And then to put short videos on your website is good. But then, you know, you can also use that to signpost people to longer content. So you can do something like this on YouTube or on a page on your website, and provide a lot more content. So yes, we've created these templates for short videos, and you know, I can feel some longer templates coming on as well.
But there's nothing stopping you sort of diverting these templates that we've done into where we are keeping these segments, the 5 segments, quite short and contained, is just to elongate them.
Just elongate them. Yeah. So just to explain, do you want to just explain what they are, what our storyboards are?
So basically what our storyboards are, they're a fully produced sort of short video, but we take you step by step with some ideas of framing and supplementary content, etc., through a 5-step process. And this could be just a purely voice-overed template video that's going to be done, an interview. There's multiple different uses for these templates to be used within. But what we're trying to do is take away the uncertainty of somebody who's new to the game, and to guide them with simple steps to follow. And we're trying to do it within 5 simple steps to follow, create a video from start to finish.
Yeah, because we know that one of the things that stops people from making videos is they don't know what to say. And so with our storyboards, we've kind of taken that away from them, because we've literally given them a blueprint to say, right, well, follow this. If you want to make an explainer video, then you literally just follow this blueprint. And I think that leads us on to the discussion point about this video, which is the three types of videos, because we've done storyboards for these 3 types of videos.
And these are 3 types of videos that businesses should be making, yes?
Yes.
It's a good time now just to tell everybody that if you are thinking about making videos and you want to come on board with Make Your Own Video Training Academy, we do have a free course that we're giving away, and you can get that at...
Yes, you can get that at myovdo.com/better video, because we've called the free course How to Get Better at Video. It's a real introduction, a 3-part mini course, an introduction to how to get better at video, whether you're making your own or bringing in the pros. It will help you. It will give you those things to think about to help you start doing video and getting better at it. So yes,
let's start talking about now about the 3 videos that companies should be making.
Yes. So I've already mentioned one of them. First one is an explainer video. So explainer videos are, short videos that explain a product or service. And one of the mistakes that people make, businesses make, especially when they are hiring a production company, because they want to try and eke out the budget that they've got as much as possible, is they make the mistake of trying to cram too much into a video because they want to really maximize the time of the production company. Well, making your own takes away from that, for starters. So if you've got say you've got 2 different products, and those 2 products have got different audiences, then you absolutely need to be making a separate video for each of those. So a separate explainer video for each of those products, because your audience of one is not going to be the same as the audience of the other, and you might be putting them on different platforms. So putting them both into the same video, you are immediately going to alienate half of your audience, or then you're going to have a drop off for the other half of your audience. So then it's not going to be relevant. And that's when, the whole relevance thing becomes really important on social media. So
another thing you talked about there, which again, we're going to be going into a little bit more detail in our courses, as well as in conversation pieces that we're doing now, is the viewer profiling and how to narrow or focus in on who your viewers are for specific videos.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we've got a kind of template to help you work out who your audience is, who your ideal audience is.
Yeah.
Well.
So I came across. I was doing some shopping online during this pandemic lockdown, and it probably shopped more online than I've ever shopped.
We all
being out shopping, as probably most people have. One of the things I came across with a brand shop who I was looking for some sportswear. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to buy, and obviously normally I would go into a sports shop and I would look around, try it on and feel the texture of the fabric. So to get a flavor of what I was buying, they had these short little videos of the model wearing it, and then a short little video, some of them had short little videos of them explaining what the material was and what the fit was, the sizing and everything else, and everything else. So an explainer video could be anything. It could be a product, like you said. It could be a service. A lot of people are using these for different areas on their websites. So if you've got a service, a cleaning company, and you want to promote that you service and clean for commercial premises, then there's a video for it showing the different technology that you're using to clean those offices with, etc. So there's multiple uses in multiple different areas.
Absolutely. And you raised a really good point there, in that really think about what you say in these videos, because for some, if you're trying to explain a product like the sportswear you were talking about, you're really going to be wanting to focus on the features, because now it's really important that people can't go to shops at the moment. We will be able to soon, but and kind of feel the fabric. It's really important to talk about the features of that. But what I would also say is also focus on the benefits. So when you're explaining something to somebody, whether it's about a product or a service, a lot of your customers, they won't necessarily want to know how it works. Some of them will, but they won't necessarily want to know how it works. They'll want to know whether it solves the problem for them. So you talk to the outcome, which is, what's the benefit? What's the benefit of this? And one step on from that is, if you can, is tell a story. you know, tell a story of how this has benefited somebody. So it might be better for a service rather than a product, but yeah, just, you know, see if you can factor in storytelling, because we remember stories. Stories kind of hook us in and help us
We relate
remember
to,
something.
don't we? Yeah,
Sorry,
we relate to stories.
we
And,
relate
and
to stories. Yeah,
and again, you're becoming one-on-one with that customer, that
mm.
viewer. So we're able to, if we are a face-to-face selling business, then we are becoming more and more back to how it was, or it gives given us an element to be able to come back to back and become face to face, so people can understand who we are as much as what our products are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll talk about that. Well, actually, I think that, you know, maybe that brings us on to the next one, actually. The next video, video 2, which is personal introduction video. And I think this is more important than ever now. So let me just say what that is. So this is like about you, you know, about meet the team, or about you, who are the people behind the brand. And it's more important than ever, because I think this whole pandemic is forcing us to rethink how we do business. Um, it's showing us that we do need to be digital. We need to future pandemic proof ourselves, and so even businesses that traditionally have been face to face will now no doubt be thinking about, you know, having that digital presence as well, and doing more business online in the future, because now we know it's possible to do so. You know, we probably thought before, actually, I can't do business online, I need to be face to face. Well, we're having to find ways to make that possible. It's not, you know, it's not even a question of, you know, it can't be done. We have to do it if we want to stay in existence.
We
And
do,
so,
we do. Just one point before you move on to your next point, Ruth, on that is, as well as that, people are finding ways how to do it, how to use these video tools to do it, like we're using a platform, well-known platform, Zoom, at the moment. People are working it out, but what people aren't doing are paying attention to the details. I know a lot of companies that are trying to do virtual events and bring people in from the outside, so there is no audience to present to. The audience is the camera, and it's going out live to these people. But what people aren't paying attention to, is what we're teaching in the course, is a little bit of attention to the detail, attention to the audio, attention to your backgrounds, attention to your lighting. It all accumulates to become into a better presentation to the camera, and ultimately will give your customers a little bit more confidence in who you are, and that you're caring about how you're presenting yourself now through a digital source.
yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point, and that comes back to the point I made earlier about, you know, being brand worthy. You know, yes, you know, doing videos yourself, people will expect a certain level of kind of realism and authenticity, but there's that, and then there's damaging your brand. And you know, what we are trying to do is just give people those additional skills to make sure that their framing is good, their lighting is good, their sound is good, you know, all of those things like you mentioned.
And none of that needs to be expensive gear.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
And so let's go back to the personal intro video. This is
Yeah.
people have been doing these for years. In certain ways, people don't just like to have photographs on their website of just the company, of who's in the company, who's working at the company. They like to do little quirky little things, whether it's videos, whether it's GIFs, whether it's just a high-end photo with a text dialogue. Now it's become more and more important to get who you are, your personality, across straight away. So what we've designed or we teach in is with the personal introduction is you've got to give it as much personality as possible, but you've got to do that in a way where, one, it makes you credible, and two, you've got a little bit of pizzazz of why somebody going to want to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good opportunity to show your personality and have some fun, you know, because people buy from people. You know, it's you know, people don't always go for the cheapest option, you know, and actually, you know, if you know that you're going to get a really great service from somebody, you'll pay more for it, because you know you can trust that person and that service to deliver what you need, and it's worth more to you. And so, yeah, absolutely, it's a really good opportunity to get your personality across. And and um and I think, you know, even on business platforms like LinkedIn, you know, people want to see your personality.
It's great putting a video out there, but if you're not asking for anything,
Yeah.
you don't, you know, even just to contact me on the phone, and this is my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
If you're not asking a question, then the video may not work, and you
Yes.
may not see anything. So
Yeah.
it leads on to what we say in our courses: experiment.
Yes, absolutely. Experiment with your calls to action. But don't forget that people are interested to know who you are, and they also like talking about themselves. So, you know, let them. So invite those conversations. You know, a good call to action for your team video, or your personal introduction video, is tell me about you. Let's get to know each other. You know, especially now that we're not meeting face to face so much. So that might be the, you know, not necessarily like, you know, phone me and let's talk business. It's let's get to know each other. You know, that's a, you know, potentially a really good call to action for that video.
And obviously, it also moves us in from personal introductions to introductions of a sort, which is a testimonial from somebody else, and which is our third type of video. So a testimonial is to some people worth a weight in gold, which is why we have text testimonials put on our website with a photograph of the CEO of whoever, and we have a comment on there of how well we've done for them. But getting that as a physical video is got to be worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was in an online kind of business seminar a few weeks ago, and there was a sales consultant who was doing a little talk, and you know, one of the things he was saying was, if you have given somebody great service and you have solved a problem, they are going to want to talk about you. They're just going to do it naturally, whether you've asked them to or not. So why don't you give them a platform to do it and reap the benefits of them talking about you, which I thought was a really great way of doing it, instead of kind of picking the phone up to someone you know is a satisfied customer and saying, look, you know, I feel a bit awkward asking you this, but you know, would you do a testimonial for me? It's actually give them that platform, reframe it, and say to them, right, look, I know you've had really great service. How about I give you the opportunity to, you know, to be in a video talking about it? What do you think?
One question this does raise, again, we've talked about this earlier in the video, is one thing it does raise is the point that this could be a potential time where you might want a more professional job done, which is when you may want to call in the professionals to help with a proper testimonial video, where it's not just the soundbite, it's a more in-depth story of how you were helped.
So,
and
Yeah, so I think you're right, and I think that's to me that's the difference between a testimonial and a case study. So I think you can create a case study almost as like a mini documentary, I suppose, and I think and yeah, I think you're right. That's where you might want to think about getting the professionals in to do that. But for a simple testimonial comment, it's perfectly possible to do that yourself on your phone. um,
Absolutely.
and I think have a few, maybe 2 or 3 questions lined up that you can ask them, and when you're able to, maybe invite them in, make a bit of an occasion of it. Maybe give them a bit of an incentive to do it. If they need one, they might not need one. And but alternatively, you can do it like this over Zoom, and you can do a little interview with them.
And another thing is as well is that you don't need to stop at one. You can do these questions with multiple
Get as many as you
suppliers,
can.
customers, etc.,
Yeah.
and then you can put them back to back and make a single video of that. And
Mm.
just be aware not to make it too long so people switch it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes it punchy and relevant to what you're
Yes.
trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that gives you multiple opportunities for lots of content there. So you can have, you can use the single interview with one person by itself, or you can take small snippets out of that and then out of other ones and edit them together. And we show you how to edit as well on your phone in our course.
And now we've talked about the 3 types of videos companies should be making. Let's just recap those 3 videos.
Yeah.
And talk about a little bit about the tech that we're telling people that they can use, because people don't really understand they've got this ultra computer in their pockets that
Yes.
does everything. So let's just recap on the 3 videos. We were talking to you about explainer videos at the top, where you could explain products and sell products and services and other things that you want to get out there and send information out on. The personal introduction video, where it's you, it's your personality, you're getting out there, you're throwing yourself out into the world, big wide world, but you're also presenting yourself to another person. It could be used on your email signature, where
Yes,
you
absolutely.
send it out and you've got a link from it to your personal introduction, welcoming somebody into what you do. And then the third one is obviously the testimonial videos, which is obviously your customers talking about how you have performed in your business and what you've delivered to them, etc. And that goes, again, like we said earlier, it's worth its weight in gold to be able to get somebody to talk to you from another credible company to promote services.
Someone to promote your business for you.
And these three templates that we've got, or these 3 video ideas, we've got 3 templates for in our course.
Yes, we've got the 3 templates in our book. So we have a handbook that you can use by itself, or it goes, you can use it as a handbook alongside the course, the online course. But in terms of the tech, then let's just talk very, very briefly about that, because we can do a whole other discussion about equipment. And I think actually we'll do several discussions about on equipment reviews, because this is something that we are looking at constantly to make sure that we're recommending the best, but the best means, to us, it means the simplest, actually.
But we're also moving with technology and how it grows as well. So we are looking at an advanced course where people that want to get into it more can do so, and we go into more detail in different applications that can help you. But what we're talking about is using your mobile device, whether it's a tablet or a phone, and using the apps that are already built in to the phone to
Yeah.
shoot your video.
Yeah.
To edit your video, we talk about alternative apps or an app that suits you.
Yes. So just going back to shooting then. So on your phone, we're advocating that you use the camera app that comes with the phone. There are other third-party camera apps that you can use and you can pay for. But they tend to be a bit too complicated for the kind of the foundation lessons that we're teaching. But along with that, we always recommend you use an external microphone. So a little microphone that plugs into the phone and attaches to your clothing. And a tripod to keep it steady, otherwise it's all shaky and that's no good for anybody. And obviously you need a little a mount to attach the phone to the tripod, and that's simple. That's it. That's simply it. You really don't need. There are all sorts of accessories you can get, and if you really want to go for it with your smartphone video making, then you can have a load of fun. There's so many accessories you can get, but for these 3 simple videos, those simple pieces of equipment are all that you need. Yeah.
Sorry, just one other thing is we're talking about the equipment that you need, but it's also as people that are wanting to make videos necessarily may not be, for slightly bigger companies, it may not necessarily be the person that's watching this video. It may be that they've got their own marketing team and they're thinking, well, actually, I could get my team to make these. And we do corporate courses where we can come in and educate multiple people in a day's training.
Yeah, obviously when we're allowed to start seeing people again.
So moving on to the next point we've got with regards to the tech. Obviously, we don't want to go into it too much detail here, but we are advocating and teaching the simplest use of the mobile devices that we are.
It's all about simplicity. It's all about simplicity because we totally understand that a lot of people are put off by tech, and we want people to understand that they can make their own videos with no technical know-how. We don't talk about bit rates, we don't talk about resolutions, we don't, we might mention these things and explain what they are, but we talk in terms of, right, well, if you want that video for YouTube, or if you want that video for Facebook, we don't say, well, it's got to be 4K and whatever. We don't talk in those terms at all. And we've simplified the language, we've simplified the tech, so that this can be done by people who are not technical. I mean, it does.
And have no know-how of video, because we try not to use too much video jargon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just use simplistic terms.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think maybe we should draw this to a close now, because we could clearly keep talking and then we'll use up, we've got so many more videos to make, but so I think so those 3 videos you can make with your own kit, with your smartphone, and a few extra bits and pieces and a bit of know-how. And so we have a full online course for aimed at small businesses, which teaches you how to plan, shoot, edit, and upload videos using your mobile device. And like Glyn said, we have the free course as well. So, and that's a really good place to start, because we put stuff in the free course that we haven't put in the full course, because we're kind of hoping that people will do the free course first, and then it will take them, along that journey. So you can see all of our online courses at myovdo.com/learnonline, and the free course, how to get better at video, is myovideo.com/bettervideo.
And it'll be at the bottom of the video, so you can just follow the link.
Yeah, and we'll also, what we'll do is we'll put in the description of this video, we'll put in some links to examples of the 3 videos that we've talked about, and links to our courses.
And the last thing is that also what will be in the links is please like and share the video, because
subscribe to our channel, like and share, and comment as well. You know, we'd really like to know what videos you're making, and how they're working for you, you know, and let us know if you know, if you're making these kinds of videos, you find them useful, you're not finding them useful, if you've got any questions about it, comment below, you know, or if you're making other kinds of videos that you think, oh, I need to mention that here because that's working really well for me, then put it below. Yeah.
Brilliant. Ooh. So that's our first in conversation for Make Your Own Video Training Academy.
Yeah.
We're glad that you've joined us, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and join us next time, and stay safe, everybody.